Rodniks are humming in the dead of the night. Electric bills climbing, ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs. Now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna wreck compute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real. Electric bills biting like a thief who steals. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game, whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging,
Hello, 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 and no, I am not muted. How are you guys all doing tonight? Hey, if you would do me a favor, because I forgot to do it, if you guys could tweet out a link, someone at least could tweet out a link, I would appreciate it on Twitter. That would be helpful. Obviously, this is my normal night, but thought I would stream this week since I was home in time. So here I am. Hope you guys are having a good start to your week. This is like the end of my weekend because I took Friday off and took today off. Got back today from Huntsville. Had a good trip. Great weather. So yeah, all was good. Hope you guys are doing good to the start of the week. This is going to actually be 3 4-day weeks in a row since the first one was Labor Day, and then I took Friday off of last week and Monday off of this week. So 3 short weeks in a row. Kind of get used to that. But yeah, to finish up last week, but right before I left, we left Thursday night. I think I'd mentioned last week I had an audit coming up. Audit went really, really well. Got a 97 out of 100, which is a very good score. Best one I've gotten since I have been doing these. So yeah, it was definitely good. It's an excellent rating. Excellent rating starts at 95 and up. So we got a 97. So, or at least that's what we were told. We haven't gotten the final report. It's all subject to review, yada, yada, yada. But I've never had a situation where you got a different score back than what they said you were going to get. So, but don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. All right. Well, with that out of the way, let me see who is here this evening. And the poll is blocked. There we go. Son of a rabbit, Frogman, Jay Styles, Crypto Craig. I'm glad you got it. By the way, that Henry the Eighth is what was it? The Herman's Hermits were the ones who sang that song way back in the 60s. Actually, the recording I looked at was from the Ed Sullivan Show. And no, I was not alive when the Ed Sullivan Show was on. So there you go. At least not that I recall. I never saw it. Anyway, let's see. Who else is here? Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, Ontario Miner, Frogman, Northern Crypto and Tech, Rizzo 529. Yes. Glad you did Monday selfishly. God, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually going to I know this will kind of come as a surprise. I've already talked to Chump about it. I'm still debating it, but here's what I've been finding. I don't get a lot of people, usually somewhere between 40 and 50, actually when I'm streaming. And afterwards, I have at least 10 times that amount that watch it after the fact. By the way, for all you people who are watching it on a replay, I do very, very much appreciate you, just as much as I do the live subscribers. But what that's telling me is that my lives, as far as when I record them, doesn't always make as much of a difference, since a lot of people are watching it on replay anyway. And Sunday night is... especially it's football season, NFL football season. So I usually like to chill out on Sunday nights and watch Sunday Night Football. And obviously doing this Sunday night, I can't do that. And I have a feeling some other people like to do that as well. So I may be switching to Saturdays. And I know that conflicts, but that's where I'm at. Saturdays works the best for me, and Sundays, like I said, I like to chill out before the start of a week. Mondays just doesn't work with my work schedule anymore. Pretty much any day during the week doesn't work. Trying to rush home on Friday night to do it on Friday is difficult. Saturday, even if I had to work on Saturday, I could easily get back in time. So I don't know if I'm going to do Saturday night, Saturday afternoon. I haven't decided that yet. Right now I'm leaning towards Saturday evening. But we'll see. We'll see. I might do I don't know, maybe like 2 o'clock on Saturday too. I don't know. Sunflower Mama, was like, hey, if we're going to want to do something on Saturday night, so I don't know, but definitely leaning towards doing it on Saturday, possibly Sunday during the day instead of Sunday evening, but no, because Sunday's football. Never mind. And I'm not much of a college football person, so I don't really watch college football a whole heck of a lot. I'm an Illini fan. I do watch Illini football every once in a while, but until recently, there's not usually something to root for. So, Rizzo, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Center up your shades, Max. Looking like a drunk jabroni. Sorry, man. Yeah, these actually, I just got these shades over the weekend. I'd forgotten my 10 to 15-year-old Oakleys. I had flak jackets or half jackets, something like that is what I had. But I was missing nose pieces, and I know you can replace the nose pieces, and they held up well. But the one thing that always bugged me about it was a lot of open spots, a lot of open underneath. So it let in a lot of light. These, on the other hand, do not. The other thing is that the other ones, that was my Brandon impersonation. The other thing is, like I said, these come down further, which really helps. And these are polarized. My other ones were not polarized. I had a set of shady rays that are polarized, but they don't fit very well. So I have a high bridge, and so I want something that's got and this kind of sticks out far right there. So I want something that has a little bit deeper. If you can see that on there, how those are, they are fairly deep pads, so they go in a little bit further, so they have further to reach. So anyway, these, when I tried them on, I was like, oh my God, these are them. These are totally what I've been looking for. So yes, love these glasses. So at any rate, if you are interested in looking at Oakleys, I'll probably put these down in the, after the stream, I'll put these down in the description. The other thing was Sunflower Mama also got a set of sunglasses as well, because we went to Bass Pro Shop, used to be Cabela's, turned into a Bass Pro Shop down in Huntsville. I'm sure they all have this going on, but there's a 40% off your second pair of glasses. So no affiliate link having to do with that. Just thought I would provide the information, almost free, right? Not quite, but Sunflower Mama was looking at getting a set of glasses as well. So it worked out. It definitely worked out. All right, let's see. Crypto Crack, I love Oakley's, my faves. Yeah, I've tried a number of different set of glasses. I actually used to sell Laser. It's a Belgian brand. I used to sell their glasses, and they were okay. They weren't Oakley's. They were definitely not Oakley's. There's definitely something really about the way they fit. No matter who tries to copy them, it just doesn't seem to be the same. All right, let's see who else is here. Let's see. Retro Mike is here. Hello, Retro Mike. Red Jasper Kane. I haven't seen that name before, but welcome. Never let them see your eyes. Yeah, hey, these will be my new poker glasses. Next time I play poker, so people can't see my eyes. All right. Well, anyway, enough of all that. So one thing I did do during the last stream is that I did build a new rig. And what did I do with that? Well, I got an invite. I think it was shortly after the stream last Sunday. And I got an invite to provide GPU power for render. There was an open call for people who wanted to provide compute. Thank you, Swamp7, who actually provided me that information. So I basically went through the process of submitting an application, including upload, download tests, compute tests. Now, it's interesting is I actually submitted a different GPU than I put on it, but I put on a much better GPU than what I submitted. So I don't think they have any problem with that. I did it with my home computer because it was just easier to run the tests on Windows. And I didn't really want to load up. Well, at that point, that wasn't even built yet when I submitted. So then obviously I had that built. So before I left on vacation, I did get it up and running. Thought there might have been some issues with it, but as of today, it was catching jobs. Let me see if I can bring up that. I don't need any more. That I don't need any more. Sorry, closing some windows. Where is it? Oh, that's right. I now remember what I did. One moment, please. Oh, yeah, it's in that one right there. There we go. All right, let me switch over to the other screen. And there it is. Currently working. So, well, it says working actually. Right now you can tell by the GPU it's not really doing much of anything. But it was earlier. It was at 100%. GPU is getting up to like 78, 79 degrees C, running at 575 watts. But anyway, they pay out like on Wednesdays, but I don't know what their week is. So I don't know if I'll get a payment this Wednesday or next Wednesday. So I don't know. We're going to try this out and see what happens. Maybe I'll end up doing the same thing I've done on others. But this particular one, because it's so hard to get on Render's network, I'll probably end up just leaving this one most likely, unless it just literally, you know, does nothing. So yeah. So anyway, but that's doing really, really well. Like I said, when I checked this evening, when I came home, it wasn't doing anything. And then I think it was about 6:15. I looked over and it was doing something. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm working. So that's pretty cool. I was pretty happy to see that. Not even pretty happy. I was very happy to see that. So very curious to see what this pays out. I know a lot of the existing people on Render that were supplying Render compute were unhappy that they were adding people, because they know that, you know, as with anything, you add hash rate, you add compute, however you want to look at it, you have the same number of dollars that are out there. Now, I'm sure Render's hoping that by adding additional compute, maybe they'll be able to draw in more business that way. But for right now, in the short term, people that were already on Render are probably going to see less profits, while people are just coming out and won't know any difference. It's just a matter of what's the profit going to be. Crypto Craig, now that you are onboarded, are you able to add more machines? My understanding is no. But I'm not sure. That's going to be my next question. So that's an interesting thing, actually. So when you get onboarded, you're supposed to be able to go into Discord and say, yeah, add me. And they said, we don't know who the hell you are. We don't have an invite for anybody with that Discord name. Reply to your original invite email and say that, you know, what your Discord name is. So, I mean, I know I provided it. And they even said it's Max Voltage Dot. That's my name. You guys can go into Discord and see that that's what my name is. So I don't understand why they don't see me, but hopefully, I'm sure we'll get it straightened out. I'm not really too worried about it. But yeah, that'll be one of the questions I ask. And I haven't actually looked it up well, it's because I don't have access to that. I want to have access to the specific chat that is for people that are onboarded. But I will certainly let you guys know that, because I'm very curious about that as well. Only thing I can see is that they're running Comfy UI through the Xur application. So everything is running. It's render. They're rendering. Exactly what they're rendering, no, that I can't tell. But it, like I said, the one that was just working was on Comfy UI. What did I do with that? Oh, I think here it is. Nope, that's not it. Sorry, I was messing around with my screens beforehand and actually closed out. Closed out of Chrome right before I got started, and then I brought it back up, but now my screens are kind of in different spots. So I was going to try to find a specific window, but I'm not gonna. So yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Swamp 7. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you. I don't have too many things to talk about tonight. Like I said, I just got home. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about. So I asked this poll of, you know, if you're renting GPUs, have you seen an increased demand in the last few days? 21 people voted, so thank you for voting. 3/4 of you said no. Well, I'm gonna end that poll. I've seen an increase on Vast specifically, because that's where most of my stuff is. I've seen a little bit of an increase on Salad. Like today, I had one 3060 that was rented for about 5 hours, just short of 5 hours. And then the other two others were rented probably for something just short of an hour each. And I'm not counting the ones where it's like less than a cent an hour, you know, those jobs. So I'm just counting the real jobs. So things are retro, Mike. You owe Swamp 7 an agent fee. Not helping, Retro Mike, not helping. So anyway, so the let me see if I can. Let me go back to that, and then let me see if I can find what my current where is it? No. I opened that picture. There it is. Okay. Why does it do that? I had it's all set. Okay. Let me go back over there now. So this is basically what my current situation is with Vast. And it's like everything's rented. Now, of course, there's always going to be people, why are you renting it for so little? Have you seen what Octaspace is trying to rent these things out for now? This is high. And most of these are now considered mid because prices, as there's more that have come on, they're going to be, the prices are going to come down. It's just the way, the supply and demand. It's the way it works. But yeah, I'm very, very rented. And these are the prices I have been at for quite a while. I did have my first two hit 99.9 reliability. This one's at 99.902. I got to 3 digits, 3 decimal points on my one of my verified rigs. And then this one's going to be next, hopefully. The Octo server getting above 99.9, I should say. But yeah, so looking good. This one was rented a little bit ago, probably about an hour ago. It was still rented, but recently had it, you know, drop off. But average the last 3 days, typically I make probably on average about $750, $760 a month. I mean, not a month, a week, which is right between $105 and $110 a week. Sorry, a day. Let's get my units straight. So for the last 3 days, though, I've averaged right around $125 a day. So definitely seen an increase in demand. So definitely not complaining. Now, that can change very rapidly. And of course, now that I've talked about it, it will. But it's definitely seemed to have picked up. a bit over this past weekend. One of the other things a couple other things I wanted to talk about with this was, one interesting thing I found is that Friday, if whatever you have on Friday doesn't fall off on Friday, it'll stay on until Monday. If you have something fall off on Friday, it won't get rented until Monday. Seems to make sense, right? But I've definitely seen a pattern of that. So you kind of know by the time you get to Friday night whether or not you're going to get off to a good start going into the following week, because, hey, those guys are still on there. Either somebody forgot to stop something, or they're just kind of forever jobs anyway. So they're going to be there for quite a while. So I've got my fingers crossed. That's what they mostly are, is forever jobs, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, the other thing I've really been kind of thinking about is, now I haven't talked to any of the people that are renting from my machines, but it doesn't take too much. Some people could sort on your host, do a look to see, okay, is this guy a reliable host? Is he doing this a lot? Or is he only doing it a little bit? They want to rent from people that have experience doing this and aren't going to have problems running a specific job. So if you've got maybe 1 or 2 machines on vast.ai, maybe people aren't viewing you as reliable of a host as people that have sizes that probably not even as big as mine, but maybe if you have like 10 machines or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but it kind of got me to thinking that if I'm on the renting side of things, I have a choice. And what are the things that I'm going to look for? I'm going to look for a host that is doing this a lot, has reasonable prices, and has reliable machines. That's what I'm thinking that people are looking for. Crude Man, what's up? Good to see you, sir. Rizzo, were you already aware that Satoshi was Steve Jobs? Wow, that's a wait. See, there you go. That assumed close. Did you know that this is a fact? Yeah. I don't believe that, Rizzo. I don't believe that. Will I ever switch back to mining? Maybe. Obviously, if it becomes more profitable, sure. Why wouldn't I? Now the question is I'm going to continue to grow. So will I switch back? Probably not switch back. I'd probably just add mining machines at that point. But I don't know. All depends. I mean, bottom line is there's so much. I mean, I still have 2 Octo servers that I could buy some older, 3000 generation GPUs, get those up and running. But, yeah, I mean, there's so much unused mining GPUs out there that if it became profitable again, it would quickly become unprofitable again. It's not right now. I don't think we're going to ever see another Ethereum-like coin that proof of work coin that can dominate like it did. So I'm not saying GPU mining's dead. What I'm saying is GPU mining, as we all enjoyed with Ethereum before it went not even proof of stake, but even before that with EIP 1559, something like that. Anyway, where they didn't pay out the fees anymore. But yeah, we had a great run, and I don't usually time things well, but I started really growing my farm in September of 2000, which was just when all those fees started to kick up. So yeah. The good old days. Yes, we can always turn mining GPUs into gaming GPUs. No question. One of the things I am seriously thinking about, as I'm showing on the screen, I have a 2x3060 rig. I'm thinking I may get rid of that. I'm probably going to maybe get some more 5060 Ti's. Haven't decided yet what I'm doing with that yet, but that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing. The 5060 Ti's have been doing well. They're the same. They pay more and they take the same power as the 3060s. So might as well do that, because I can basically sell two 3060s and buy one 5060 Ti. And now the 5060 Ti itself doesn't make quite as much as two 3060s, but again, a lot less power for one 5060 Ti versus, so the net of it is better. And then of course I add another 5060 Ti to make it two GPUs hooked up to that. I've actually thought about taking one of the T7810 machines and actually just taking it off of Vast and just playing around with it as an AI server at home, and seeing how that went. And then if this, I don't know, I might build another one with a 5090 where I'll do some testing on it, and do like a test of 5060 Ti versus 5090. Obviously same amount of VRAM, but the 5090 has much more processing power than two 5060 Ti's, and do a comparison between the two and see, you know, which one does better. So looking at it from a standpoint of building a really cheap AI LLM server versus a more expensive one, still on the not too expensive, less than $1,000 to actually build it out. And then the GPU, which is going to be somewhere. So basically the whole thing put together is probably going to be about, with tax, probably between 3,000 and 3,500, but probably closer to 3,500. So definitely a lot more expensive, going that route and really seeing what the performance difference is between the two. I don't know if anybody be interested in that, but that's one of the things I was thinking about doing. Let's see. Rizzo says, I'm talking to a relative of a cypherpunk that created trading Bitcoin, trading on the blockchain. Interesting. Swamp 7, 252 per hour for 50. It's not, dude, look at the price. I am not pricing it at 0.252. That's not where my price is. I'm not used to this view either, but no, it is not. Where is that one? Where is that one? Oh, this one. No, it's 0.29. Now, I'm sure you think that's too low as well, but it's 0.29. That's what it was at as it was declining, because it's not rented currently. So no, that's not where my price is set. And of course, just so you know, Swamp 7 has his own like little data center. So he has a much different setup than mine. Much different. Yeah. Retromite, have you considered an RTX 2080A, about 600 used, 16 gig VRAM, but only 70 watt TDP, cut down 4060 Ti, but board power only? I hadn't. Interesting idea. Yep. Let's see. Hang on. Let me, I can find that. Actually, I probably can just bring it up right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look at what Vast has to say for what the pricing is. Sorry for the bright screen. Would it be down here? A2000? Is that what you're asking? But you were saying 88-2000, right? I don't even see it here. Huh. They have 4000 ADA, but not 2000 ADA on here. Interesting. Well, let's even look at the 4000 ADA. Oh, there's nothing on it. So the other thing to keep in mind also with it is that I do like to run consumer GPUs just because they're much easier to resell. Much easier to resell. Yeah, you got 4500, 5000 ADA, 6000 ADA. Hang on a second. Yeah, so this is not the right one, right? That's the wrong one, right? Oh, look at that. How many? You never get it verified, that's for sure. On an A2000. Yeah, that's a 6 gig version. Well, actually, this is a 12 gig version. So that's obviously not the right one. But interesting. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Rizzo said, I told Hobbyist Miner that I was talking to the relative about BTC. Oh, okay. Let's see. I miss my data center and it's empty now. Wah, wah, wah. You sold half your AI farm this past weekend. Yeah, I think I know who you sold it to. Might be on the GPU list. Yeah, I guess I can look at the site and see. Let me see if I can find. There it is. Let me see if it's actually on the site. Let me check out the search. Reset filters. There we go. Now let's go to GPUs. RTX 80A generation. Nope, they only go down to 4000. 4000, 4500, 5000, 5880, and 6000. And then they have the RTX A series. Interesting. So yeah, I have no way of sorting on that. At least in the GUI, I do not have a way of sorting on that. All right, let me. Swamp7 said RTX 2080A and 5060 Ti's are goats. 0 power and 16 gig VRAM. Yeah, so just so you know, I do have a nugget or two. Swamp7 knows way more about this than I do. So I'm going to leave it there. But I did give him the nugget of information about how well the 5060 Ti's are doing. And he ran with it. So glad that worked out for him. So I will credit at least one good idea that I was able to help him out with. All right, let's see here. All right. Hey, I sold almost 80 mining only cards. It can be done. All right. Yes, A2000 is different. Yeah, that's what I figured. 3090 best card full out. 4090. The reason why is efficiency. Efficiency and profitability. No question. So 350 watts on a 3090 doesn't make as much, makes about half as much as a 4090 does. And a 4090 is only maximum of 450 watts. So yeah. And my 4090s are way more rented than my 3090s. Believe me, I still have 3090s. They do great. They do well. Not as good as 4090s though. And so then you say, well, but what about the price? Well, until recently, you were getting 3090s for like $1,000. Well, I would much rather get two 5060 Ti's and make more than one 3090. So if you have a setup where you can do multiple GPUs, my opinion, two 5060 Ti's is about the same price, at least was about the same price, and you made more with it at about the same power, like actually like 10 watts less. So, all right, let's see. Can you check out 4090 48 gig, please? So 4090 48 gig is a one-off. Yes, you can do it. The 4090 boards themselves are not made to do them. So generally what they're doing is they're stripping like 3090 Ti cards, which has the memory on both sides of the PCB. So they're taking like a 3090 Ti board, taking the core off and putting a 4090 core on it. That's basically the way that I've heard that they are doing it. But very risky. Now, if you want to make it yourself, yeah, there's instructions now out there. You can definitely do it yourself if you have the tools and the know-how. It's not really that hard or that expensive to do it. But yeah. All right, let's see here. So the 4090 48 gig, by the way, that's not really, that's only the 4090. That's the only one they have. I don't know why they made it. Because like, if you look here, 4090, there's only one selection, but they put 48 gig. That's a mistake. These are all the 24 gig cards. These are not the 48 gig cards. It's not. So that's just a mistake in the system. I'm dropping my price for you to see. Oh, do you have one on there? See, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if you, here, let me see here. I'm actually going into the, search on Vast. Let me take a look. So 4090, there's the 4090, and then let me sort on VRAM. Where is it? I guess they mean GPU RAM. Oh yeah, there's a few out there. There are a few out there. Let me say unavailable offers. So they are renting. Wow, they're renting pretty well. Like 60 cents an hour for the 48 gig 4090s. Wow. That's like a little more than double. A little more than double. Here, let me actually do auto sort by price. So some guys are trying to rent it for like, oh, see, that's not that great. Those are Hong Kong. Let me just do USA only, or North America only. Yeah, almost everything's rented. That's 60 cents. And then you got to take the 25. So it's about 45 cents. So you're making not quite double. Not quite double. And the 48 gig in, to me, what it looks like, we're here. Actually, let me undo the unavailable offers. I know you're not able to see this. Yeah, right now there's only one 48 gig 4090 available. That's it. And then obviously looks like probably recently came online. It's only at 98.1% reliability. So 24, let's see. All right, there's definitely, I've been looking at this, but let me see here. So Swamp7 says, no, not good. We tried some VRAM issues, throwing errors even with ECC turned on. I mean, it all depends on the quality of the product that they're putting in, quality of the RAM, as well as, and more specifically, the quality of the tech. How good is their work? The other thing is that the more you reball a core, the shorter the lifespan. Turbo is $800 for past 6 months. 2,400 4090 turbo. And then 3,000 for the 48 gigabyte 4090. That's actually, I mean, if they were good, that's actually not a bad price. All right, I'm catching up on chat here. I did fall behind. Goat is here. It's a fucking goat. I know someone trying to dump a bunch of A180 gigabyte and H180 gigabyte. Interested? Okay. My question to you is, why are you not interested? Because if you're telling me about that deal, there has to be a reason why you're not interested. And which probably be the same reason why I shouldn't be interested. Just saying. Unless he has so many, you're buying so many from him. And I'm thinking, again, not consumer card. And that's really the direction I'm probably going to continue going at this point. Because I do like the ability to know that I have the ability to resell these cards. And I don't have to dump like this. Because there's a known market out there. Gamers will buy the GPUs that I have. All right. I'm going to try to catch up here. Honestly, it's a lot easier to mod a 4090 to 48 gig than you would think. Crypto Crag, how much? I need a loan from RMT. Easy to mod, but the manufactured PCB is so much better. Let's see. Only the Galax cards are legit. Swamp7. Little Time Mining, good to see you. Try my rig. I have 13.0 drivers. CUDA. Yeah, I've got those as well. On a number of my rigs. I don't know if you guys saw the picture before. Oh, here. Let me kind of get away from this. Let me go back to the main screen. Let's see. What else did I miss? All right, let's see. Crypto Crag, 60K per. Oh my lord. 60,000 per A100 server. 130,000 per H100 server. 8 SXM GPUs per server, dual epic. 1.5 terabit RAM or more. 7 terabit U.2 storage. He wants to sell all-in-one package deal. 65-ish A100, 40-ish H100. Wait a minute. So are you saying he has 65 servers and 40 servers? So 65 A100 servers, 40 H100 servers? Or are you saying he has 65 A100 GPUs and 40-ish H100 GPUs? Because you were saying that 8 GPUs per server but neither of those numbers are divisible by 8. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't check unverified. I just checked verified. I'll offer $1 more than Crypto Crag. Yeah, I'll just wait for new AMD card to come out and the 4090 to come down. It might happen. Metro Mike Tech, I need a loan, pretty please. I like this guy, no cap. I told him good luck selling all to one person, but he has done it before. LOL. Insane the dollars people are FOMOing into AI. Yeah, no question. Like I said, on those particular ones, I mean, the market dies for AI or starts to really tumble down. What do you do with those? There's not really a whole heck of a lot you can do with them. Yeah, I mean, you know the way I felt about the Pro 6000. I was kind of hemming and hawing about that one, and that's nowhere near this. All right. Oh, because yeah, it's because Swamp 7 wants a finder's fee. Yeah, he's got that built in. Oh my God, seriously, Swamp 7? Had a friend. Wow. Great company. In college that sold Xboxes on eBay, made a killing selling empty boxes. Wow. Yeah, it's true. You can go on the Vast Discord, see if anybody's interested there. Birds of the Air, welcome. Which cards are worth $250 a piece? Let's see. Gotta say, Pro 6000 is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're really cool, and they certainly could become kind of a. And eventually, maybe somebody needs 96 gigabyte of VRAM someday, maybe. Oh, H100. Oh, you'll give $250 a piece. Got it. Somehow I don't think those are worth $250. But again, there's a very limited market. All right, let me check the unverified. There we go. Are you in Canada, Remington? I know you don't see my screen. I know. I didn't bring up the well, here. Come on. I'll just put that there, and I have to remember to put it back. Put the candle back. All right, let me switch over. So these are all the 48 gig units that are available. So we got, let's see, a couple in Quebec, one in British Columbia, and one in Virginia. So there you go. And actually the one in Quebec, that's the same one. I'm sure that's the same machine ID, right? Yep. Same machine ID. So this is a 2 GPU rig. If you only want to rent one, you can rent one, or you can rent two. Yeah. All right. I talked about render. So I talked about the fact that I've been rented quite a bit, which is nice. The other thing I did finally get up and running is my second Flux node, and this time I installed it via Arcane, and it was really easy to install. Now, with that said, I did have one crash. Other people said theirs have been rock solid. I've had one crash since it started. So I got put to the back of the line before I even got my first payout. So far so good. How many days am I away from my next payout? It's about 10 days is about what the payout turnaround time is. I am 3 days and 17 hours, I believe. Let me just do a quick refresh. I think that was just refreshed, but yeah, 3 days and 17 hours. So it's been running, well, it says 1 days and 5 hours, but that's because there's been an update. So it did an auto restart. But it's been running for about 7 days, about a week, without a restart. So, not without a restart, but without having to restart the node. And you know, actually I had to basically reboot the VM is what I had to do, but it's working well now. I will actually be doing a video in the next week or two on nodes and where the Flux nodes are going and what the profitability is going to look like, because could get a bit more interesting than it has been. You know, right now with nodes, especially Nimbus nodes, well, let me say this. Nodes right now, you're split between parallel assets and native Flux in your payout. So eventually you have to you know, turn in your parallel assets, but basically there's a ton of fees in doing that. So like right now I've got like 593 and it's going to be probably about 200 Flux in total fees in order to transfer those from all the parallel assets over to native Flux. So it's a big waste, in my opinion, a big waste of Flux in order to have to do that. With the new structures, you won't have to do that. You'll only be paid out in native Flux. Also, the payouts are going to go up. Cumulus will go up about, I think, 50% in payout, and then Nimbus goes up quite a bit. I think they almost double. But basically what I figured out is I would go from around $35 to $40 up to between $95 and $100. Somewhere in that range is what it would go to. So I am looking forward to that. Basically where I will be making somewhere almost to 500 Flux a month. So basically earning 2 Cumulus nodes a month. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's see. So that 200 cost is about $40. Well, yeah, except it's like a third of what you have. So who wants to trade something that's worth 120 only to get $80 back? You know, it's not great. I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't like they're like, all of a sudden you have these fees. It was not like that at all. I mean, they had these fees all the time. It's just, it's going to be better going forward. You won't have the parallel asset to native Flux fee going forward. Let's see. Look at 500 and see the influx of new hosts with crap rigs and shared internet. What do you mean shared internet? How can you tell if somebody's internet is shared? And what exactly is shared internet? I'm a little confused by that. But yeah, there's definitely people that are bringing on rigs that, well, I mean, kind of like what I did with Salad. I mean, I brought on a 7th generation i7 with 32 gigs of RAM with a 3060. And it was making a decent buck for a while. Basically, I about broke even on it. I'd say I probably did. I did break even on it. But that's about it. Because about the time that I would have broken even, which is like 2 months. It like dried up. There hasn't been anything since, or at least not much since. So we'll see. We'll see if that ends up turning back around. But right now, yeah. Oh, that was one other thing I wanted to bring up. All right, let me go back to here while I figure this out. But Swamp 7 showed this to me. So I want to bring up the picture. I was like, damn, that's horrible. Those are the new rental prices that Octaspace is advertising. 15-cent 5090s. That's crazy. 4090s at 12 cents. Why? What's the point? I mean, think about it. So let's take a 5090. 5090 is 600 watts. Right around 600 watts. So 600 watts, that means that you're, and with CPU, let's call it 750. So you're at 0.75 kilowatt hours. So 0.75 times 16 cents, that's 12 cents. You're breaking even. What's the point? What is the point? Why would anybody want to go to Octaspace? Oh, and by the way, they also have to take a small cut. I think their cut's only 5% or something. It's very small, but why would anybody want to rent on Octaspace at those rates? That's crazy. That's like mining for a loss. I don't know what they're thinking about. Well, sorry. The 5090 was 600 watts, so 750. So sorry. It'd be like 12 cents in power to make 15 cents. So you could make 3 cents an hour on a 5090. All right. So let's do the math on that. How long would it take you to break even on that math? 0.03 times 24 times 365. You make $262 a year. You're going to break even in like 8 years. Not even. That's nuts. What are they thinking? I don't know what the heck they're thinking. Ugh. Yeah. Absolutely crazy. Remington, you're not wrong. There is always going to be that. But I mean, Octaspace, what are you doing? You're killing your platform. You're killing your platform. Nobody is going to want to rent for those prices. So I have not seen, and it's probably just a matter of time, but for right now, I have not seen it overly affect what I am renting for on Vast. So I'm happy about that. Kilowatt hour on that was 16 cents. That was what I was basing it on. So like right where I'm at, I was trying to do easy math. Where I'm at right now, the standard rate is about 17 cents. I'm not on the standard rate. I am actually probably right now. I got to work it out, but I've got 3 different things going on. I'm on hourly, and that alone has had me the last bill at right around 12 cents. I also have community solar, which last month saved me about 1.5 cents. So that put me down at about 10.5 cents. And then I also will now, it's going to be retroactive, but I will be saving 3.138 cents more because now I'm on primary electric heat. I don't know anybody else who has it, but ComEd has a break on the transmission rate of 3.138 cents lower for people that have primary electric heat versus gas heat. So I had them come out and audit it. They've already said that they put the request in to change my bill, said I should see it no later than my November bill, but probably won't see it on October bill. So most likely the November bill. They said if I don't see it on the November bill to call them back. So that's what I will do. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I should be able to get it down to 8 cents, 7 to 8 cents is where I should be able to get my electric down to. So yeah, very happy about that. And not only for this, but also if I want to get back into mining, I will have a much lower rate going forward. So very happy about that. Peace out, goat. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Cause you're new WTF. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, is the same thing happening on Clore? Clore had always seemed very low to me when I looked at who was like renting on there at the lowest rates. The lowest rates are really low. Now, here's the thing. You can take advantage of this. I mean, you could probably rent hardware for about the same price as it would be for having just paying for the power, because people are renting for crazy prices. One of the things I did for a little while when GPU mining was still fairly profitable is that I would go on Vast and put in like $10 and I would just look for the craziest prices on GPUs like that were just like 1 penny or less, because somebody made a mistake in pricing it, and I ride it for as long as it was there, and then people would figure out, oh shit, I better get this thing off of here. So yeah, I was able to make a little bit of money on that. So that is a strategy. Because if people are going to be that stupid and rent out for that little, you can probably make money on mining with it and not have to fork out the hardware. Just saying. It's a strategy. Rizzo said, I've been a fool. I looked up my contract and I have 0.72 or 7.2 cents per kilowatt hour. Since I have natural gas, I'm a pleb. So first off, I believe that the distribution side of it now is at 7.7 for ComEd area. So I'm not sure specifically what that 7.2 cents per kilowatt hour is referring to. Because again, I'm talking about all in. All in, I will be like hopefully less than 8 cents. I'll be at like 4.6 on the distribution side. I'm sorry, on the transmission side. And then on the other side, I'm hoping to be like around 4 cents or so, somewhere around there, 3 to 4 cents. This time of year is usually really, really good because of the cooler temperatures. Well, we've had a heat wave recently, so I've seen a kick up in the prices, but Rizzo, thank you again for the $5 super chat. Very much appreciated. All right, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. He thinks you only been on Vast for 3 days. I have not been on Vast for 3 days. 3 days and acting like you're not affected. Try being on for 3 years. Like I said, I haven't changed my prices. So yeah, I mean, if you've been on for 3 years, yeah, you're renting for a lot less than you were before. I'm renting for a lot less than I was before. When my 5090s first went on, I was renting for over 40 cents. Now, other people are saying the same thing. You'd be lucky if you got 30. So is what it is. But here's the thing. We can all, it is no different than the whole thing that has gone on with Uber and Lyft. when you first started doing this 10 years ago or so, 10 years ago, yeah, you were making a killing driving for Uber and Lyft because they were trying to get people. I can still remember this. Lyft wanted drivers. So they said, I'm trying to remember how many rides she had to do. But how many? 31 rides is what you had to do? So you had to do 30. You ended up doing 31. Yeah, okay. All right, so they had a deal that the person referring somebody and the person that got referred would each make $2,000, but the person doing the driving had to do 30 rides. And it would have been really easy, except everybody wanted to do this. So to try to go through all the steps, by the time they got people ready to go, you only had like a week to fulfill the 30 rides, but everybody was trying to do it. So all of a sudden you have this huge influx of riders. So, and she didn't want to do it by herself. So I was her tutor. And that's what we told people, was that, hey, Lyft really looks out for their drivers. I'm helping her out. And we had a 6-person car instead of a 5-person car. So it didn't fit neatly in the 5 or 7. So you had to at least supply 5 seats. Well, we had 4 seats. You had to at least supply 4 seats, which we were. So we never ran into a situation where we didn't have enough seats for people. Anyway, we did 31 rides just to make sure. And yeah, we got paid $4,000 extra on top of the rides. So it was crazy. So my point in all that is, yes, there were some crazy deals. Uber and Lyft drivers make a fraction of what they made back then. It was crazy good what drivers were making, and now they don't. So people that are driving for Uber, do they think it's a good living? Yeah, they're like, well, I'm turning my car into money. Yeah, I'm depreciating my car, but I'm able to pull the cash flow out by doing this, which is a good way of looking at it. But back then, you didn't have to look at it that way. I was making well over $1 a mile. Now you're making probably 30 to 40 cents a mile, maybe, if you're lucky. That's not even the business expense for your vehicle. So anyway, point in all that is, yes, there are people that still do this and think, hey, it's not such a bad deal. I don't think it's a great deal, but I think it's a great deal. Well, in this particular case, yeah, people who have been in this for a long time they want to go back, just like we all want to go back to Ethereum times. Wow, when's the Ethereum time coming back? It isn't. Get over it. Isn't coming back. Not saying GPU mining's never coming back. What I'm saying is that Ethereum-like times for proof of use, for proof of work, is not coming back. So we are where we are right now. I anticipate that prices will continue to come down to a certain extent. It's the natural progression of things. Same thing that's happening with Bitcoin mining and every other kind of proof of work mining. Hash rates are going up. Payments are going down. Yeah, it's just kind of where we are. All right. Now I'm probably behind on. Yeah, I know I'm behind on chat. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, just so you know, I've been in this for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. It was like November. No, it was October of 2023 when I put my first rig on Vast. Oh yeah, thanks, Retro. Yeah, I've been on it for 2 years. Guess this means that the higher end rigs can maintain decent profit the longest. Well, I mean, it seems that way. That's what I've been seeing. I mean, the one that I have, I've had this one on my GPU 4090 for months. It just runs or doesn't run because it's half the time it's not being used. but it's rented. Aleki, I have 350 5090 from crypto. Can I put them on Vast for 14 cents an hour? No, you cannot. You cannot put them on Vast for 14 cents an hour. You better not. You better not. That's gotta be a joke. I'm hoping you meant 40 cents per hour. Yes. Yeah. So, Vast had hit me up and said, "Hey, could you scale up?" I'm like, not as much as you're wanting me to. I cannot scale up that much more than what I have unless I'm going to build another building out back. Before I do that, I really have to kind of test some things to see how loud things would get. Anthony Victoria, I'm seeing some new faces. Nice. Good day, guys. Which platform are you using for rents your GPU? Actually, I'm an Octa, but it's very low demand. So I did try QuickPod. I tried Octaspace. Obviously Salad. Nosana. I've heard Nosana's good because they're paying for just benchmarking. So they don't have demand necessarily, but they want the GPUs there for when they manage to get demand, build it and they will come type thing. So I've heard that Nosana is doing well. For 5090s, they're not doing well. They're not accepting new 5090s. I think they might have some issues with 5000 series because there's some things that need to change. Vast has it under control. QuickPod has it under control. I liked the QuickPod platform. I really did. But I just wasn't getting rented, unfortunately. Let's see. Rizzo says, I'm on 200 amp service residential. I only have to offset. If we have to supplement with gas production, equals out to 0.072 per year in Indiana. Oh, so you're in Indiana. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know what other states might have something similar. Retro Mike. Buy 5090 Mindvert coin, rich as fuck. Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. I could be wrong. Sorry, that got me. Rabid Panda Mining. Would you say you're shilling to your old crypto followers, hoping to extract the last bit of ad revenue out of YouTube from Vast while tanking that market after crypto has flopped? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to help people with is actually finding a use for their GPUs if they want to do that. I sold my mining GPUs. I bought new ones. But for those people that want to squeeze out that last little bit that they have left in their GPUs, their mining GPUs, happy to help them with that. There is a market for it. Nosana is probably a really good spot right now to put the 3000 series GPUs. It's from what I've been reading, it seems like they are paying for benchmarks. So anyway, yeah, pretty sure I know who Red Panda Mining is. Or Rabid Panda Mining is, I should say. 0.4 is too much what he says. I think I'll put them to get demand. It's a mess with crypto. 0.14 on a 5090 makes no sense, Aleki. Makes no sense. I mean, just do the math. It doesn't make sense. Remington's like, yes, please, Mindvert coin. Go away. Leave me Vast. Leave my Vast alone. Let's see. Rabbit Pen Mine, if you can't get 0.4, host on Flux core and don't put up shit rigs nobody who does AI wants. There's certainly something to be said for that, yes. But I mean, shoot. I look at mine right now. I mean, I've got T7810s with 5060 Ti's. They are rented on Vast. T7810s, not a bad machine. Plenty of PCIe lanes, no question, but there's certainly no powerhouse. You do not need a ton of compute, CPU compute to do this work. Let's see. Run pod or TensorDock of your legit host. Yeah, I mean, certainly both of those are great if you have the internet and you can manage to get a leg in. I know TensorDock, when I talked to them, said we are not accepting any new community members. It's only going to be data center. And I said, well, what if I put an air conditioning? I was seriously looking at this. What if I put an air conditioning? What if I put batteries in, and get backup internet? They're like, you're not a data center. No. They like weren't even going to. I'm like, how are you going to know? They're like, we'll just know. I'm like, all right, whatever. So yeah, they were not willing to entertain at all. RunPod, I don't remember if I actually had a conversation with them, but I've heard similar with them as well, that they are not adding to their community pool of GPUs. But don't quote me on that. Wait, we were supposed to be making money? Thought we were doing it for tech. No, we're supposed to be making money. The tech is fun. Definitely fun. CryptoCorrect says, I wish Octaspace would show the rented units in the marketplace. Yeah, I do too. But I think that would probably not tell a great story. AWS has us beat. Well, yeah, for uptime, sure. But not on price. I mean, you're talking like, I mean, I don't actually know the rates, but what I've been hearing is that they're 5 to 10 times the rate that like Vast is. Let's see. 5070s rent at 15 cents if you do it right. Interesting. Let's see. Wow, shots fired. ETH devs told us in September of 21 to go to AI hosting. Yes, they did. That was specifically, shoot, what was his name? Not Tim, the other guy. I can't think of his name. But yeah, he was the guy that basically said, well, yeah, if you guys can all manage to consolidate hash rate on one mining pool, then I guess we'd really have to think about it. And that's when Panda decided to say, okay, hold my beer. Alrighty. Let's see. Fun fact. I bought some of Max's mining GPUs and they are currently rented on Vast. LOL. Yeah, the 3060s do rent. They do rent. I have two 3060s on Vast that I'm renting. I don't know if you have... Or no, I sold you 3060 Ti's, not 3060s. And they're rented on Vast. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, everybody would love to read 100% utilization, but there's a point where it just doesn't make sense from a profitability standpoint. Yeah, I mean, 0.35 is not a bad target. I've been seeing, and I actually did data analysis on this to find out where the midpoint was. And what I was surprised was that the midpoint was below where, when I say the midpoint, I mean median, is actually below where I actually have my stuff priced at. And I thought I had my stuff priced low. Yeah, Swamp 7 is doing it the right way. He's actually got direct contracts. Yeah, but barely profitable, Aleki. Barely profitable. And why would you charge that rate and leave all that money on the table? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Look, what you want to do is you want to look, if you're really trying to undercut the market, look at what the next or the lowest current available is, and then go just below that. Just below that. You will be the lowest priced. And I will tell you, because somebody else has told me this and I found it to be true, if you go too low, Vast will not show your rigs. There's a point at where Vast says, nope, there's not enough in it for me, because they're going to charge you 25% regardless. So be careful about going too low, because Vast won't show your price. Let's see. Swamp 7, if you have enough 5090, they will make a contract. Yeah. Yes, it's about exactly Rabid Panda mining. It's not about what you can be rented for. It's about extracting what the market will pay. Exactly. I will just tell you that the G14 secret platform has been mentioned here. I will not state which one it is. But it has been mentioned here already. So take your pick. He's on Crag AI. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, I was just showing it a bit ago. 5090s have gone up and the demand has not. That's why I'm surprised that I've been as rented as I've been, but I'm sure it's because of my reliability. Here, let me put that back up. Hold on. That's 4090. Let me show 5090. And I'm sure as we've talked tonight, I'm sure I've lost some. But here, let me bring that back up. That's the 5090. Pretty much the demand has been right around 1,000 or so. Up and down. But the actual number has been growing. So let's say if we go back to, like, you could say average here was below 1,000. This is where I'd say right about here. So we're at 2243. Well, actually hasn't gone up much in the last few days, last week or so. 2243 to 2380. It's not bad. That's, I mean, it's obviously growth still in a short period of time, but not too bad. And again, these are on verified GPUs. This one's saying that the price, and this is the host price, not the end user price. Yeah, right, just short of 35 cents is the median. I still question that based on some data I had pulled. But it could have changed. It could have changed. All right, let me see, what else did I miss here? NVIDIA terms of service says you can't run RTX card in a data center, FYI. How? What? What? How are they going to stop you? I mean, we know people have data center. That's weird. All set. Good to see you. I'm not saying it's not true, Remington. But like, what are they going to do? They're actually, I'm going to sue you because you're using something that you bought with your own hard-earned money in an environment that we just don't allow. The worst that they could do is say, we will not support your warranty. We will not honor your warranty. That's it. I want to talk about a shit show that would become. 4090 600 plus. How much would they rent for on Vast? Maybe I shouldn't start with the 5090. 4090 is actually right now, I would say, do better. They're easier to rent. You know, here, if you look at what we've got here, we've got less, right around just under 50% rented on 5090s overall. Okay. If you look at 4090s, you're looking at over 50%. So you're looking at about 3,100. I don't know the percentage. Like, it's definitely over 50%. Probably between 55 and 60%. I'm just doing like math in my head. So I can't believe anybody is still renting there. Or anybody is actually renting there at 19.5 cents. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now remember, that pricing is not the end price, because you're also pricing bandwidth and storage. And you can make quite a bit of money on storage if you do it right. You will lose enterprise purchase agreements if you violate. Well, guess what? I don't have an enterprise purchase agreement. It's how they force. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's how they force purchase of data center cards instead of consumer cards. Got it. Well, that's good for me. Otherwise there wouldn't be any 5090s to buy probably. Yes, I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying, how are they going to stop you? All right, let me see if there was anything else I was going to talk about. No, it's pretty much. Oh, one last thing. I got to take care of a little business here. So in the description, there is a link. If you don't currently have a Kraken Exchange account, it's a good time to get one. If you open up using my affiliate link and trade just $200 in crypto, you will get paid $75 by Kraken, and so will I. So yes, there is something in for me. It does help support the channel. Let me just see if I still have. Oh, nope, that's definitely not it. That was the link to the hang on. I think I should have it up right here. If I don't, yeah, there it is. There we go. All right. There's the link in the chat. I think that's the total link. I hope it's the total link. Now I'm curious. Is it the total link? Guess I'll find out in a second. Yes, it is. Okay. Good. And I have had people use this and it does work. So if you haven't opened up an account and you've thought about it, Kraken is definitely my exchange of choice. I do like them. Alrighty. Let's see. Swamp7 says the server GPU world is very small. You will get blacklisted everywhere if NVIDIA says so. Even to buy B200 GPUs, NVIDIA has to personally validate each customer. Oh. Well, thank you, Retro Mike. I appreciate that. Yes, you can. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Retro Mike. That was very convenient. Anyway, that was super nice, Retro Mike. Very, very much appreciate it. Yeah. So hey, that was a nice segue. I do still have a limited number of one-on-ones each week. So if you are interested, be happy to help you with that. Whether it be to help get something up and running, or just kind of plan out what you're trying to accomplish, and I can work with you on whatever, using the experience that I've gained. Not saying I'm an expert, but definitely an enthusiast who has done his homework. And while others say I price things too low, it's a strategy. It is a strategy. Yes, I'd like to make more, but the lower your price, the more you are rented. That is what I have found. Now I'm curious. All right, let me switch back to headshot here. And I want to see. Yep, same. Nothing's changed, which is good. So that 150.90, and then the one, by the way, the one on the bottom that wasn't rented, I was showing earlier, that one is one that I just put on before I left. It's at 98.4% reliability. It still is not verified. It needs to be on for at least a week to make sure it can be tested. And then I will lower the price a bit more, so that hopefully I will maybe get rented, but I will shorten my expiration date to make sure that expires in, say, a week at a time, so that once it becomes verified, I can quickly switch the pricing around and let the non-verified price actually expire and start getting verified pricing. All right. Let's see here. Deparsh. Yes, you are an expert. So, thank you, Deparsh. I appreciate that. He's one of the guys I helped. So, I'm glad things went well and I was able to help you out. All set. The Queen has taught me well. Red Panda. Yes, you're right. AI rental is dead. I don't know why anybody would want to do it. I don't know why anybody would want to do it at all. King Shill is here. Oh, I almost forgot. And it's a good thing he got here. This is perfect. So I got a little package thanks to Mr. Red Panda. I won this. Totally playing the game, told him to re-roll, but he's like, no, you're getting this. I'm like, okay. He says, pick a number between 100, 0 and 100. And I quickly typed 99, 98, 97, 90, went all the way down to 50. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not going any further. And he's like, Max, you got it. 53. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to be so mad when he figures out how I won that. So anyway, so you got the frame. This is from Pleb Source. Figure I might as well plug them since they sent me something for free. Look, Pleb Source. There we go. Because I do not have one of these. I have a Bidex that I have not even ever used, but I have not had a Gamma. So let's take it out. What's nice about this one is it automatically comes with the fan, as opposed to the other one, that Compact F that I had that did eventually die. You had to actually put the fan on itself, but there it is. The Bidex. Let me do that. There we go. Now you can see it. So yeah, so I'll have to put this together. Have it sit on my desk. Have it sit on somebody's desk, and then of course it comes with the power supply. power supply. So yeah, so I got that. Thanks, Panda. Appreciate it. Oh, and there's the pins in the bottom. I didn't see those. I'm sure that's part of mounting it to the mount. But yeah, I'll have to. By the way, it did not come with any instructions. I'm sure the instructions are online though. So kudos to Pleb Source for not wasting paper. Oh, I see. It goes like so. And then you just screw it in. And then slides in to here, I'm guessing. Yep. And then it just slides in. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Now the question is, what am I missing here? What goes on the back? It's not the plug, that's for sure. Huh. Or, I know I don't have it backwards. I don't know. But that's cool. Thank you, Panda. Plug in and connect to Wi-Fi with phone. Got it. I don't need instructions. I've never used one before. Plug in and connect to Wi-Fi. Oh, I see. You connect to its Wi-Fi with your phone. I got it. Oh, speaking of phones. Okay. This drives me nuts. So I use an app on my phone to, let me show you, so that I can do that, which other people think is absolutely nuts. It's just dumb. So I have widgets and groups and all kinds of things, and I have everything I need on the home page. Love that. And I do that with an app called Pix Launcher. Well, Google decided to do an update and broke Pix Launcher. So now Pix Launcher has to figure it out, and I don't know how long that's going to take. But right now, I cannot, if anybody knows how an Android works, I cannot get to my app drawer at all. It does not work. So in other words, if I don't have something on my home screen, oh, by the way, and I also can't add apps or delete apps from any of my home screens. If I uninstall and reinstall something, I can have it re-show up on the app on the home screen. But I can't put it directly on here. I can't add widgets. None of that right now with the Pix Launcher. So it's kind of frustrating. But do you know how much time it took to set that up? It took a long time. I already had to redo it once because of an update that Google did that broke Pix Launcher, and then they fixed it, but they're like, sorry, you're going to have to reset everything up again. This time, in fact, I'm going to remind myself, I'm going to do it right now. I did a screenshot this time. So I know what it'll look like this time. Last time I had to go by memory, which I pretty much have it set up the way I had it set up before. I don't know why I still have CapCut on my phone. I don't use it anymore. But yeah, that was real frustrating when I woke up Sunday morning and my phone was working really wonky. It was really strange. Now, whatever they've already done to fix it, it at least makes everything that's already set up work just fine. So at least they've done that because there was one update. All right, let me see what I missed. Rich, I'm like, think of this as a learning experience to use your phone as a phone, not a computer. I like to use my phone as a computer. All right. I think I missed a couple of good ones here. J Styles, of course it's not. Because I'm smart. It is not a crapple. I just alienated half of my audience right there. And I don't care. Red Band of mine just bought 128 gig DIMMs of ECC RAM. Oh my God, 4,000 for 1 terabit worth. Oh no. Trade Ogre sent out $1 million in ETH just now. They are rugging everyone. Wow, that sucks. That sucks. I know, Jay Styles, I could switch over to Nova Launcher, which is what I used to use, but I liked Pix Launcher better. I'm going to give it a few days. And if I need to, I can switch over to Nova Launcher. I have it set up kind of like it is now with Nova Launcher. It has a lot of the same features. But I'm trying to remember. There were some features that I liked better with Pix Launcher. And that's why I went with Pix Launcher, because I used Nova Launcher forever. Before I had a Google Pixel phone. Let's see. This Samsung Dex solves this. Ugh, I do not like Samsung phones. I like, just bare Android. I've had Motorola, which is almost completely just Android, except for a few things that it adds on. But whether it is, there's a couple other brands that, well, most of the other brands have their own version of Android, and some of them are lighter than others. Samsung is not lighter. They think they can build a better mousetrap, and I don't like it. RPM, send it down. Yes, Demo Hat Ergo shirt. Max is a walking crypto billboard. Yeah, kinda. By the way, speaking, you brought up Demo. I just happen to be wearing it, and this is just what literally, my wife packed everything, and this morning she's like, you can wear a Chicago Bears hat, a Bradley University hat, or the Demo hat. And I'm like, you know what? Let me wear the Demo hat. I did not want to wear the Chicago Bears hat. That's for sure. They were horrible yesterday. And Bradley University, I just didn't feel like wearing that hat. And the Ergo shirt just happened to be the shirt I put on. It was the next one up. So that's what I put on. It's not planned. But speaking of Demo, I did just get charged again, get charged monthly. $3.99 a month is the charge to do the light version. I don't get all the features. I don't care about all the features. I just want to make my Demo. And so I'm actually making more than I was making before the subscriptions came through, because there's more Demo to go around with the people that have paid for the subscriptions. Go figure. Not complaining. One of those BTC addresses is your wallet. That sucks. Yes, I agree. Real techies do not use Crapple. I agree. But they only sent $21 worth? What? I'm sorry, I'm reading, just quickly trying to read through this. Kiss that Caspa money goodbye. I only had like, I don't know, between $100 and $200 in there. So I'm not like, I would like to have $100, $200 back. Sure. But not going to lose any sleep over it. OnePlus. That was one. So there's this. I seriously thought about getting a OnePlus phone and almost pulled the trigger on it this time, but I didn't because I had just this incredible deal on the Pixel phone. But theirs is close to being like, authentic Android, just basic Android. They've only added a few things, so theirs isn't too bad. Let's see here. All set. Think of this as a learning experience to buy real cryptos. Bankruptcy proceedings. Yep. I love my Motorola phones before I had LG phones. I do like their newer phones. I had like my last 3 before this one were all Motorola phones. I liked to turn the camera on to do a chopping motion. Do like this to turn the camera on. I don't know. I liked all the different haptics that you could use to do things. Mac should be more rewards now that others dropped off. Correct. So if you have 200 people on Teemo, but there was no monthly subscription and only 100 of those people decide to pay for their subscription, well, now you have double the rewards available. So before, weekly, I was making just short of 50 a week. Now I'm making around 90 Demo a week. So if let's actually look up the price. What is the price of Demo? Price of Demo. CoinMarketCap. So let's call it 6.7 cents. So 6.7 cents times 90. 0.067 times 90. And then we'll just say times 4. Making about $24 a month. But I have to pay $4. Still making $20. At 45 cents? At 40, making about 45. And actually it was even lower than that before that. But let's just say 45 times 0.067. Oh yeah, and then times 4. Yeah, I was making like $12. So I'm making more. Making $24 minus the $4, making $20 versus $12. Yes, there's a charge. It's about the numbers. That's all it is. Do I like that they did this? No. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm making more than I was making before. Simple as that. See, Panda. That is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Been an Apple guy forever. I expected more from you. You know what? Even Linus went back to Android. He went back to Android. Now I think he's teetering, maybe going back to Apple. They lock you in. They drag you into their environment, and then they lock you into all the features that like you can do with Android. But what happens to all the music that you purchased and this and that? And I don't want to be locked in. Do not want to be locked in. No, it doesn't explain everything. That's irony of it. I expected more out of you. You disappoint me, Panda. You disappoint me. So you were on OnePlus. Why would you switch to an iPhone? Yeah, it definitely covers the monthly fee all set. Well, okay, granted, the reason why I did this was because I got suckered in. Let's for full disclosure, I probably wouldn't have subscribed, except I took the bait and staked 500 demo per device. So I have 1,000 demos staked. And the only way that I can make anything off of that stake is if I have a device that is actually subscribed to. So that, I think the earliest I can unstake it is in October. And then November is when and then it's like 30 days after that, you can pull it out. So I'm going to continue to kind of do this on, I don't know if I'm going to restake it for another 6 months. I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to, because I don't think the bull market will go on to a full 6 months beyond that. So I'll probably just pull my stake out at that point, and then I'll make less, but I'll still make more than I was making before. I don't know. Anyway. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's telling you to pay. Yes, you have to pay if you want to make any demo with your demo device. But it'll tell you have to pay like $8.99. If you go into the Discord and say, hey, I want to apply for limited, or just look up limited, they should give you instructions on what you need to do. You can do that. You might even now have the ability to do it directly in the app. They were working on that. What do I think about the future of renting GPU rigs for AI? I think it's still worth the investment. Others would beg to differ. But tread carefully is, I guess, what I would say. I think it makes a lot of sense to get started with hardware you already have. Make sure you figure out how to do this. If you don't know Linux, you're going to have a difficult time. Not saying you can't learn it. You definitely can. I did. I've learned a lot over the last 2 years. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with Linux. I'd used Unix before, but it had been quite a while since I'd used it in any great amount. So yeah, I am not a big proponent of doing this with Windows. I mean, certainly you can do it with Salad. Right now, Salad is deader than a doornail, just being honest. If you want to do it, I've got a link in the description. But I would not recommend it. There just isn't that much demand. Octaspace, as I put up earlier, the prices that they're quoting are just nuts. I don't know why anybody would want to deploy on that network with the pricing that they're saying they're doing. It just doesn't make sense. All right, but there are platforms. Now, here's the thing. It's the long game. If you expect to just put stuff on a network and start making money, it does not work that way. You have to gain a reputation. You have to gain, what's the word I'm looking for? Reliability. When you put something on a network and they don't know you from Adam, you just put it on there, nobody will rent you. Why would somebody rent something with a 60%, a 30%, a 20% reliability factor? They won't. So you just need to expect that when you put something on the network, it's going to take a while, for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, in order for you to get that reliability. And then, of course, then you're hoping, okay, once I get the reliability, I'll start getting rented. Not always the case. I tried QuickPod for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah, it didn't turn out great, unfortunately. And I really like their platform. I like the people. They were super, super helpful. It's just disappointing that they don't have the demand. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I was on Facebook death scrolling on it this morning, and I had vast AI after vast AI after vast AI advertisements show up in my scroll. So yeah, I'm glad you like it, Red Panda, when I give you shit. Since I couldn't do it yesterday morning because you were making excuses as to why you couldn't stream. Did you like my tweet? I said, Panda, all I hear is blah, 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 excuses, blah, blah. Coming from somebody that all he's doing is making excuses because he can't stream tonight. Oh, Anthony Victoria, that's a really nice thing to say about Panda. I'm sorry. Oh, that's funny. Trade Ogre Assets has been frozen by Canada crypto assets controlled by the RCMP. Interesting. Panda's going to probably be on that list soon too. That's funny. I was far away. Sorry. I'm reading it in probably the way Panda meant it. I was far away. I wasn't home, damn it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They can keep you down RPM. Time to risk OFD. Yes. Or time to risk off. Got it. Alrighty, guys. Well, I have been holy crap. I've been going 2 hours. I did not even have any idea. So you guys have been a lot of fun in the chat. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I certainly did. And I am going to try to get a good night's sleep. Be good to be back in my own bed. The Huntsville Avid is, oh, sorry, it was in Madison, I think technically, Alabama. Great place, nice people. Their beds are too damn soft. Oh my God. My back, my hip were killing me every morning because of that bed. And some people like to sleep in beds like that. It was just super, super soft. It just sank in that bed. On the way home, we stopped at a Drury Inn. That bed was comfortable. I got a good night's sleep last night, but there's nothing like your own bed. So I am looking forward to getting a good night's sleep in my own bed. So probably go to bed in about an hour, get a good 7 hours of sleep before I have to wake up tomorrow. That would be good. Alrighty, guys. Well, again, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And as always, no tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream. Have a good one, everybody.